Hello, my name is William, and welcome to another video demonstrating how we automate Oracle R12 or Fusion ERP support or back office processes. We leverage automation technologies such as UiPath RPA or robotic process automation, and others such as artificial intelligence or human-in-loop processes. At a high level, our support automation followed this process. The robots detects the issues, then analyze to determine the root cause. Third, if required, we have a human-in-loop process to make a decision or to provide additional information. Finally, the robot goes ahead with the resolution flow. So far, we've created hundreds of ready-to-implement flows, handling common issues or errors within Oracle. Some are not really errors, but more what we call business proactive flows, which attempts to resolve transactions gone past due or sitting in hold, etc. Over to you.
Thanks, Bill. Hi, my name is Ruth Batayan, and I'm part of Symprio Oracle Support and Back Office Automation Product Development Team. In this video, I will walk you through a demo on how a robot can detect auto-invoice errors in the AR interface and trigger human-in-loop process to resolve. In this demo, we are going to demonstrate a common issue in Oracle Receivables auto-invoice import process where a robot detects AR interface error and work with relevant business users to get inputs and resolve issues and import transactions into receivables. There are around multiple possible errors in AR interface of which robot can resolve most of these issues with human-in-loop. Here are a few more common causes. Common causes are accounting date is in close period, duplicate invoices, inactive or invalid customer and site information, invalid related transactions, the total amount doesn't match the unit selling price multiplied by the quantity, or transaction types that doesn't match the creation sign. In this process, robot creates a task for business users to provide inputs for fixing the errors and will notify the business users via email and also pings Microsoft Teams or Workplace. Robot routes the communication to appropriate business users based on operating unit, batch source, and error. Let me explain briefly how we build this automation flow in UiPath. We have built a flow in UiPath Studio to perform the actions for above scenario. If robot fails to execute the flow, then it will trigger a notification to automation team about the automation failure. First, the robot collects the required configuration files and then tests the connection to the Oracle database. Once robot successfully collects the data, it will check if there are auto-invoice errors in the AR interface since robot last ran it. If it finds the transactions with errors, then the robot will know the resolution path for each given error. In this case, it will continue by creating a task with error details and actions that business user can take against each error. This is how the process flow was built in UiPath Studio. Now, let's move on to the demo of this process. Before I launch the flow, let me show you the query results for the transactions in AR interface that are in error. These errors distinguish per given operating unit, ledger, legal entity, customer, error message. For these error messages, these are linked with the interface line ID that is unique per given transaction line and reference number that is normally the attribute 1. In this demo, the sales order number is the attribute 1. In this demo, we will focus to resolve errors on GL dates that are in close period. Let's move on and trigger a robot. This is a UiPath orchestrator screen showing process related to AR interface errors. For demo purpose, we are triggering the process from orchestrator, but in production, this will be a scheduled program that runs at a predefined intervals. We'll trigger the Oracle Support Automation auto-invoice error flow. This process fetches the errors from AR interface and will create a task in UiPath and assign to appropriate business users. This is based on the matrix. Robot then pings the business user in Microsoft Teams, as you can see on the screen, and also sends an email notification. Notice then that the message is having a link to the task. Business user can click on the link either in Microsoft Teams or they can open the email for the Action Center. Alternatively, business users can access the task in their mobile app as well. User can actually click on the task and it will provide the details of the invoice, along with the error message and actions that the user can take for each error. On this screen, you see one error at header level. Business user can choose the appropriate action to fix the issue and move to respective fields and update the values. I am going to update the GL date that is in an open period. After completing the corrections, user clicks Submit button for robot to resolve the issue in Oracle by updating the AR interface table with user-provided values. See now how the robot is running the Update AR interface table with user inputs. Now let's go back and rerun the query to check if robot updated the values as per user inputs. Now you see the GL date is corrected as per user provided values in the task. Now let's rerun the auto invoice import program to import the invoice. Normally, this is run through scheduled jobs, so for now we are running manually. After submitting, the error should no longer appear in the AR interface and invoice should have been created. Let's query the invoice in the invoice workbench and see that the invoice has been imported after fixing the errors with robot and human collaboration. This proactive monitoring of the potential issues and fixing timely in collaboration with business users will keep transactions up to date and avoid any reconciliation issues during the month-end process. This is just one example of hundreds of each business scenarios where robots can detect and take corrective actions with or without human in loop. This is the end of the demo on how robot works with human in loop to resolve issues. Thank you for watching the demo. Over to you, Bill.
Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and subscribe to our Oracle Automation YouTube channel. We launched this YouTube channel to provide practical examples on how Oracle R12 or Fusion, both for support as well as back office processes, can be nearly fully automated using automation technologies such as RPA or robotic process automation, as well as artificial intelligence and others. If interested to learn more, drop us a note at contact@Symprio. Thanks.